Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. 6 people, including the local mayor, have been killed by Israeli airstrikes on the southern Lebanese city of Nabatieh. Here, plumes of smoke seen rising from the city. The city's governor says 11 strikes hit the city and its surroundings, with the Lebanese Health Ministry confirming that 6 people were killed and 43 injured. These attacks come just days after previous Israeli strikes destroyed the city's marketplace. The strikes came after Israel hit Beirut for the first time in 5 days. Israel says it targeted strategic weapons hidden by Hezbollah underground. Meanwhile, the US has written to Israel, giving it 30 days to boost humanitarian aid access in Gaza or risk having some US military assistance cut off. The letter, sent on Sunday, amounts to the strongest known written warning from the US to its ally and comes amid a new Israeli offensive in northern Gaza that has reportedly caused a large number of civilian casualties. It says the US has deep concerns about the deteriorating humanitarian situation, adding that Israel denied or impeded nearly 90% of humanitarian movements between the north and south last month. Israel is reviewing the letter, an Israeli official said, adding the country takes this matter seriously and intends to address the concerns raised with US counterparts.
This was a letter we considered to be a private diplomatic communication that we did not intend to make public from our side, but now that it is public, I'm happy to confirm it and speak to it to some extent. I think you have to put this letter in the context of our ongoing and long-lasting communications and concerns about the levels of humanitarian assistance that have made it to Palestinian civilians.
A judge in the US state of Georgia has blocked an order for ballots in November's presidential election to be counted by hand. Judge Robert McBurney ruled poll workers would not have received adequate training to handle millions of ballots, adding that the last-minute change would have led to administrative chaos. The hand count mandate was passed by the pro-Trump majority on the Georgia Election Board last month, and Tuesday's ruling was welcomed by Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. Early voting began in Georgia on Tuesday, with record numbers casting their votes in the key swing state, ahead of Election Day on the 5th of November. Kenya's parliament has begun the final step to remove Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua from office. An overwhelming majority voted in the National Assembly last week to approve his impeachment, setting the stage for the 2-day trial in the Senate that decides whether or not to oust him. The deputy president faces 11 charges, including corruption, inciting ethnic divisions, and undermining government, all of which he denies. The row follows his recent fallout with President William Ruto, who has remained silent about the matter. Gachagua's trial is being conducted before the full House of the Senate, after it abandoned a process to set up an 11-member committee to investigate the charges. Turkey's Disaster and Emergency Authority says an earthquake with a magnitude of 5.9 has struck eastern Turkey's Malatya province on Wednesday. There were no immediate reports of damage or casualties. Footage from a neighbouring city showed several items inside a house shaking after tremors hit the region. And here, a TV presenter in Malatya taking cover as the quake hit during a live broadcast. Officials say a man who allegedly left his dog tied to a post in floodwaters ahead of Hurricane Milton has been charged with aggravated animal cruelty. The animal was rescued by Highway Patrol near a Florida highway on the 9th of October. Body cam footage posted, which has been viewed more than 12 million times, showed the dog standing beside a wire fence in water up to his chest. His former owner, Giovanni Aldama Garcia, was arrested on Monday. The 23-year-old could face up to 5 years in jail if found guilty of animal cruelty. And the Italian luxury group Prada and the Houston-based startup Axiom Space have unveiled the design of a spacesuit that will be used for NASA's Artemis 3 mission to the moon. Artemis 3, planned as the first astronaut moon landing since Apollo 17 in 1972, is currently scheduled for 2026. The new Axiom extravehicular mobility unit, showcased at the International Astronautical Congress in Milan, aims to combine highly engineered functionality and aesthetics to deal with challenging lunar conditions. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.